Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this post, I want to cover the weekend headlines. There's been a lot of really curious ones. We've had two police shootings. We've had more details in the Dillon Roof, South Carolina church shooting. On the screen, you see the update about the prison escapees from New York, the Shawshank Redemption-like story. We're going to go through all these headlines. Again, the point of why I do this is to show people how fake our media is, how staged it is, and how they continue to code these same numbers, such as right here, Truth Seeker. Cops hit hotspot, and notice how it's in parentheses, and hunt for killers. Remember, the number 113 is heavily coded by the mainstream media. Notice that hotspot sums to 113. So does the word mainstream. So does the word green screen. So does the word dishonest. All 113 routinely coded into all the hoaxes that are waged against us through the mainstream media. Trail heats up in fugitive search. Hotspot. You know? Hotspot in Pythagorean gematria is also interesting. In Pythagorean, which this website doesn't do, gematrix.org, sums to 32, and with the S exception, 41. America equals 32, Truth Seeker. That's a typo. America equals 32. USA equals 41. So 32 and 41, also numbers very much connected to this country. This country's a giant hoax. So that was their update. They had this little update for us on the prison escapee. Wanted to put another 113 tribute in there. Let those know with eyes to see that this is a hoax. On top of that, we've gotten this story out of New Orleans. A 33-year-old named Travis Boys, 33-year-old Travis Boys on Saturday morning. He killed a police officer, 22-year veteran, they tell us, Daryl Holloway. So let's just look at these details real quick, Truth Seeker. Daryl Holloway in Pythagorean gematria sums to 68. A fellow Truth Seeker told me months ago, because I was explaining how so often victims, their name also codes to 68. And he said that the reason that was is because a casket goes 6 feet deep and is 8 feet long. So, just a theory. I'm not saying that's a fact, but 68 is a number we see a lot on the deceased, as is 86. We talk more about 86, the reflection of 68. Words such as symbol, triangle, pyramid sum to 86. Important number. His initials, D's the fourth letter, H is the eighth, 48, kind of like how the word hoax equals 48. We'll see this in the Sonny Kim police officer shooting, also from this weekend we'll talk about. In simple English gematria, Daryl's a 65 name, 6 plus 5 becomes 11. Holloway's a 111 name, Daryl Holloway. The shooter, again, 33 years old, named Travis Boys. And Travis Boys in Pythagorean gematria sums to 42, a number often coded on black people. Travis Boys, 42. In simple English gematria, the name Travis sums to 89, Boys, 61, for a total of 150. But all in all, some very familiar numbers often found in these shooting hoaxes. So often when it involves a black man, the number 42 is coded all over him. That is true of Travis Boys. Also, they referred to it as a NOLA, N-O-L-A, the officer. The acronym of that in simple English gematria is also 42 for the Travis Boys shooting. This is what it looked like on the TV. Manhunt. Another manhunt just like out in New York. Travis Boys, age 33, wanted for killing NOLA officer. Remember that the phrase race war is 33, and that's what our mainstream media is really after with all these coded stories, provoking the race war. So the day before that shooting, there was the shooting of another officer, Sonny Kim, and I have to laugh because right away I know that both of these are 33 names. If you've seen my posts on boxing, I've shown how almost every single boxer you've ever heard of has a 33 name. This might remind you of Sonny Liston, same spelling. Also, notice up here, Truth Seeker, how the media put in parentheses, we lost a brother. We lost a brother sums to 64. And if you've watched my videos going back to December of last year, I've been documenting these weekend police officer shootings and how they find a way to code 46 or 64 into all of them. We lost a brother, 64. From the article, it says the call came at 9:03 a.m. Drop the 0, you're left with 9 and 3. A lot like 93, number of Thelema, that has much to do with sacrifice. They say the officer, Sonny Kim, was 48-year-old. 48. We just talked about that number, how it connects to hoax. Hoax equals 48. And if you write out Illuminati and sum it with Pythagorean gematria, it also sums to 48. And just look at the letters in Illuminati. 9, 3, 3, 3, 4, 9, 5, 1, 2, 9. If you follow this blog, you know what's curious about that entire number structure. So Sonny Kim in Pythagorean gematria sums to 39 with the S exception 48, like his age, 48 years old. Hoax equals 48. With simple English gematria, the name Sonny's 87. Kim is 33. Sonny Kim sums to 120, breaks down to 12, breaks down to 3. The responding police officer, the reporting police officer, talking about the death of Sonny Kim and what a great veteran he was named Jeffrey Blackwell. Jeffrey, a 39 name. Remember, Truth Seeker, let's just break down the word police in Pythagorean gematria. Whoops. Sums to 33, 76, 39, 35. Numbers within the word. And oftentimes in these police shootings, we find a lot of 39s. Remember, Sonny Kim equaled 39 Pythagorean, 48 with the S exception. Jeffrey, a 39 name. Blackwell, put it together, it sums to 67. A number we're talking about oh so much lately. 67. Happened in Cincinnati. Cincinnati and conspiracy both have gematria of 51. Sonny Kim. Gunfire broke out around 9:30 a.m. near the intersection of Roe. Again, that 9-3, they said the call at 9:03. I just want to point out that Roe, Truth Seeker, sums to 38 like death. 38. The church shooting recently was on a date with 38 numerology. Death equals 38. So those are our police shooting stories from the weekend. Let's also cover this one, Truth Seeker. Maybe you've seen this interview done by our mainstream media. These people are supposedly the friend and the daughter of one of the women who died in the shooting in South Carolina, Charleston. Rita Whidbey and Cameron Singleton. And if you've watched this interview, it looks very suspicious. The body language is off. The facial expressions are off. But what I want to show you, Truth Seeker, is the coding behind the names. Rita Whidbey, this older woman. Rita, a 21 name. The shooter's 21 years old. Whidbey, a 38 name. Like I said, the date numerology of the shooting was 38. Put it together, it sums to 59. A number coded all over black people throughout history, as with 42. And Truth Seeker, I was thinking deeper on this 5-9. There's something special about 5 and 9. They both sum to 42. 5 equals 49 in simple English gematria. 9 is like this, also sums to 42. And again, 59 and 42 are the numbers coded all over black Americans throughout history, especially in this race war baiting. My favorite example of all time is the Rodney King beating. Rodney King equals 59. His birthday is April 2nd, 4/2. He was beat on 3/3. Again, race war equals 33. He was beat by the LAPD. 12 plus 1 plus 16 plus 4 for the letters of LAPD equals 33. And as we said before, police equals 33 in Pythagorean gematria. Just like race war. Race war. And also, Truth Seeker, to go deeper in time, let's not forget the KKK. K is the 11th letter. What's 11 plus 11 plus 11? 33. see what's up? Race war, all this coded stuff. Who's been doing this all this time? The Freemasons, who have a highest degree of 33 in Scottish Rite. So Rita Whidbey, crisis actor, named by the numbers with the same numbers of hate that they've been putting over black Americans all throughout history. Then there's the daughter Cameron Singleton, a very curious spelling on Cameron. We'll see what's up. So Cameron Singleton in Pythagorean gematria sums to 72 and 81. This 43 is of interest. In this specific shooting, Charleston, the location sums to 43. The word massacre equals 43. The former Senator Clementa Pinckney sums to 43. He died 43 days before turning 42, Truth Seeker. 43 days before turning 42 is when Pinckney died. The shooter's birthday is April 3rd, 4/3, the 93rd day of the year. And if you've seen my other videos, I've talked about 93 in history for black Americans and more. Martin Luther King Jr. sums to 93, dead at the age of 39, the reflection of 93. Malcolm X equals 93. Malcolm X's assassin got 44 years in prison, just like how Martin Luther King Jr. was shot on 4/4, April 4th. The word kill equals 44. Rosa Parks' full name equals 93, and so many other important black Americans. 93 name gematria, the number of Thelema, the number of propaganda. This same girl, Cameron Singleton, in simple English gematria, the name Cameron with the spelling equals 74. 74 has been the most important number in this shooting, Truth Seeker. Dylan Stormroof, the shooter's name in Pythagorean gematria, equals 74. He was caught by Debbie Dills on I-74. The shooting was at Calhoun Street. Calhoun equals 74. The shooting came 74 days after the Walter Scott shooting, which was April 4th, the 47-year anniversary of the MLK assassination. Notice how 47 is the flip of 74. I want to point out that the name Debbie Dills equals 47. Clementa Pinckney, on his own personal website, goes by the name Clementa C. Pinckney, which happens to sum to 74. The original founder of the church in 1818 is Morris Brown, a name with 74 gematria. They've been holding signs outside the church now, the media keeps showing, that say, "Thou shall not kill," which has gematria of 74. True Seeker, this number is so important in Christianity, 74. This is why the phrasing is as it is. This is why we were taught these things, because this gematria has always been of great importance to these people. Thou shalt not kill, 74. Bible study class, 74. If you watch my very first video before all these details were out, I pointed out the 74s that stood out in Bible study class in Calhoun Street. Why? Because in all of these shootings, which I've been documenting since 2013, 47, 74, two of the most important numbers. The word Masonic equals 74. It's the Freemasons who are behind this. In simple English gematria, Truth Seeker, I just want to point out that Singleton equals 115. The word killing equals 115 in Jewish gematria. 115, and that's in her name. And this is a story about killing. Again, this woman's name, or the top one, Rita Whidbey, her name summed to 59. In Jewish gematria, the word kill equals 59. In simple English, it's 44. And both of those numbers are connected to this story, 4459. This is a story all about a very awful killing. Whether it's a hoax or not, the story is still sick and disgusting. Shooting people in the church doesn't get any lower. Walter Scott, April 4th. April 4th and 44 both sum to 144. Show you how deep this coding is. It's our language, it's our calendar, it's the world we're living in. And as I showed in another video, Walter Scott in simple English gematria sums to 156, just like South Carolina, a number connected to God. Please check out my videos on the South Carolina shooting. If you haven't done so already, I have a playlist making it easy to go through them all. Also, Truth Seeker, if you didn't catch it, there was this hearing for Dylan Stormroof. I've never seen a court hearing like this before. I don't know if this has ever happened before. They have Dylan Stormroof in a holding cell. They have a black guard and a white guard standing behind him in a holding cell, which is not normal. Normally, what happens in a holding cell is the guard throws you in here and closes the door, and you don't come out until they're going to transfer you to a cell block. Anyway, for Dylan Stormroof, he just gets to stay in his costume in the holding cell with the prop actors behind him, white and black, talking to a judge on a TV. I mean, since when? And as people have documented, they've said this judge was making all sorts of goofy face expressions, rolling his eyes. It just looked totally off. The judge, truth seeker, though, he's got some numbers himself. His name is James B. Gosnell, and the media has been trying to say that he has a history of racism, just adding to this race war. See, they have this quote for him. Supposedly, this same judge said this. There are 4 kinds of people in this world. Black people, white people, rednecks. Truth seeker, I want you to know that redneck in gematria sums to 33. Just like kafir, the N-word over in South Africa. Remember, this kid was wearing a South Africa symbol on his jersey. And so does race war. And just look at this quote. Black people, white people, rednecks, and then, of course, niggers. And the word nigger has a gematria of 42, a number coded all over black Americans throughout history, as we talked about in the beginning of this video. Nigger equals 42. And look at what date he said this, truth seeker. He said it November 6th, 116, like 911 upside down. All part of the sick joke, truth seeker. His name, James B. Gosnell, in Pythagorean gematria sums to 44. Kill number, with the S exception, 62, like Mason. Very important number to the Masons. March 3rd is the 62nd day of the year. The date of the Rodney King beating. The date that Trayvon Martin was buried. And a whole lot more than that. All these people, truth seeker, are actors in their spots because of their numbers. This is how sick the whole charade is. And just like in all hoaxes, if you're ever waiting for the confirmation that it's a shooting hoax, anytime the media tells you that the killer had a manifesto, you know it's over. Manifesto. Manifesto has a Pythagorean gematria of 39 with the S exception 48. Remember 48, the hoax number? In simple English gematria, it sums to 102, a number connected to United States of America. United States of America creates all these gematrias, 84, 93, 102. This last note, with regards to 39, the flip of 93. The flip of 39 is 93. The word propaganda equals 93. And all these manifestos are surely propaganda, because our nation runs on fear and they need constant fear stories. One hoax after the next. Have you seen this image of him? None of these images look real. They all look like ridiculous Photoshops. Gold's Gym Truth Seeker sums to 39. See how they got him in a Gold's Gym shirt? Oh boy. Again, Martin Luther King Jr., the Charleston shooting, the first one of Walter Scott came on the MLK assassination. Just want to point out again, Martin Luther King Jr., 93, dead at the age of 39, dead on April 4th. They've been doing it like this all throughout history. And if anybody's listened to conservative talk radio this week, it is just disgusting. Oh my God. Talk about making people look bad. I've heard conservative talk show hosts saying things such as, well, when you think back about Martin Luther King Jr., really, what he contributed to were race riots and, his letters from Birmingham jail. What good did they do? All they caused were more violence and racial division. It's just, listening to people, it's sad. Blaming the wrong sources. This media uses people in a manipulative fashion to provoke the masses, and that's the message that needs to be out there. Not blaming Martin Luther King Jr., not even blaming this kid. If this kid really shot and killed anybody, it's because he was drugged and who knows what else. All this stuff looks like prearranged Photoshop items. And with regards to this whole conversation about the Confederate flag and what an awful symbol it is, Truth Seeker, I want to know what kind of symbol the flag of the United States is. This is a nation that began out of a genocide and that has been at war pretty much ever since. It's been all full of racism, hatred, and oppression for its entire history. So again, for everyone saying the United States flag is a good flag, but the Confederate flag is not, I'm very confused. You know, this is a symbol of hate, of destruction. Anybody so upset about the Confederate flag needs to wake up to the flag of their own nation and the truth of their own nation. And hey, True Seeker, I want to make one last point. With regards to 21, out of this past year's Super Bowl, I said to look for the numbers 52 and 144. I really should have said to also look for the numbers 21, because remember, that's how it closed. It closed with Russell Wilson's 21st pass being intercepted by number 21 on the down of 2nd and 1. The interception was made with 21 seconds left in the game exactly. And the date of the game was 2/1. 2/1. February 1st. A lot of 21 this year. The night before the Super Bowl, Bobby Christina Brown found dead essentially in a coma underwater at the age of 21. This stuff is all part of a sick web of numbers, Truth Seeker. Here's another headline. Dylan Roof and Michael Slager are cell block buddies. Cell block buddies? Oh, the two crisis actors must be at the same crisis jail cell. Remember, the name Michael Slager sums to 113. Charleston, South Carolina is home of the oldest Freemason lodge. The word Scottish equals 113 as well, Truth Seeker. Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Here's Anderson Cooper, one of the biggest pieces of trash in this nation. All in the back of his set while he's been there, this thou shall not kill sign. They've been putting it in every single shot. Thou shall not kill equals 74 again. Too much, Truth Seeker. Too much. And hey, just for a different thing, I'll let you be the judge on this one, Truth Seeker. Yesterday, there was the second no-hitter of the Major League Baseball season. Max Scherzer almost got it in his first game. ESPN put up this highlight with 115 timestamp on it, something they like to do a lot, 115, this number of significance. In a positive light, leadership equals 115. On a less positive note, like we said, the word killing equals 115. And here's what I noticed that's interesting about it. He had 16 strikeouts. 16 and 90 are the only two numbers with gematria of 33. Nationals, the team name, also equals 33. Last year, the Nationals and the Orioles both finished with 96 wins, the number of Freemason. With regards to the team he did it against, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the singular of pirate is a 33 word. No pirate could get a hit yesterday. They're from the Keystone State, more 33 gematria. He had 16 strikeouts on June 20th, 2015. This is a date numerology with a 61 connection. And again, he had 16 strikeouts. Also, in numerology, S is the 19th letter. 1 plus 9 becomes 10 in numerology. 1 plus 0 becomes 1. O is the 15th letter. 1 plus 5 becomes 6. So strikeout breaks down to 1-6. Like the number of strikeouts he had yesterday. 16 strikeouts in his dominant no-hitter. Recall in Major League Baseball history, there were 61 home runs in the 61 season. Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record. And here's the final play of the game. This outfielder makes the final catch to complete the no-hitter. I just want you to notice what they put up on the screen. 96 miles per hour. Like Freemason, like the number of wins the Nationals had last season. You know, for those of you who watch baseball, for over a decade, we've gotten used to all the graphics and the speeds and everything. Remember, so often when I watch baseball, I'll see how they put up that display of where the pitch crossed the plate, ball or strike. Sometimes you'll see a pitch that's really awful or looks like a complete strike, and you're like, how didn't the umpire call that? And then they put up a graphic, and they show that the ball was way outside of the strike zone. Or instead, they'll show that it was way inside the strike zone, when you know with your own eyes that is not what you just saw. So, Truth Seeker, I just want you to be aware of what I've been aware of since I was about 18 years old. Sports in the mainstream media, I know so many people have trouble getting their head around this, but they are trying to condition people with the same types of techniques, coded numbers, and also by telling people that they saw something that they didn't see. So often the announcer will give you a line of bullshit to cover up the ref's foul play on the field, not just in baseball, in all these sports. Sometimes you'll see a horrible foul in a game and the announcer will go, there'll be a no call and the announcer will be like, the announcer will just say something to keep the flow of the game going and hopefully the fan not ignore or noticing the rigging. Any sports fan with open eyes knows exactly what I'm saying. And also, I want to point out their network, Mason. Look at it. It's not spelled right, but Mason. It's undeniable. Freemason equals 96. Something else here, Truth Seeker. Something else. So there it is, Max Scherzer, the second no-hitter. I guarantee you for a fact the first no-hitter was completely rigged. It's entirely possible this no-hitter was rigged as well. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. I don't know how these people feel good about themselves. So there we have it. The wide world of hoaxes. And now CNN's headlines about the Confederate flag. What else? If you haven't seen my video post on the Confederate states, the 11 states of Dixie. Dixie's a 33 word. Mason-Dixon line. Truth Seeker. We live in the Freemason creation sandbox. Go back and check out my other posts. They're just a web search away. All right, until next time, Truth Seeker.